Insecure direct object references hold the fourth position in OWASP top 10. Let's start with what is the insecure direct object references. According to OWASP definition, insecure direct object references occurs when application provides direct access to object based on user supplied input. As a result of this vulnerability, attacker can bypass authorization and access resources in the system directly, for example, database records or files. To test for this vulnerability, the tester first needs to map out all locations in the application where user input is used to reference object directly. At the next step, the tester should modify the value of the parameter used to reference objects and assess whether it is possible to retrieve objects belonging to other users or otherwise bypass authorization. The best way to test for direct object references will be by having at least 2 users to cover different owned object and functionalities. For example, 2 users each having access to different objects such as purchase information, private messages, etc. and users with different privileges, for example administrator users, to see whether there are direct of reference to application functionality. By having multiple users, the tester saves valuable testing time in guessing different object names, as he can attempt to access objects that belonging to other users. Now let's try to jump to some real scenario. We have made here small CMS. Here we made small CMS script which is vulnerable for insecure direct object references vulnerability. So this is the login page. Let's try to log in here, user and user. So this is the project which is belonging to this user. You can see here the photos, title, location, public admin, public album, public password, watermark and others option here, save, comment and delete project. But if you look at the URL here, you can see here action is equal to project and ID is equal to 3. So let's try to find here indirect object reference. Let's try to change the value of this ID to 2 or let's say 1. If you change the value to 1, you can see here the other user information like the title, location, date, public album or something similar options which is available for these users. So this is the vulnerability of insecure direct object references. Let's try to change it to let's say 2. You can see here the no exist project 8. And now let's try to change the information for this project. Let's say if you can able to change title of this project. So let's try to change title is Hector and click on the save. As you can see here the information is saved, which means that this page is vulnerable for insecure direct object references. So this is how the real insecure direct object references work. Now let's jump to some real scenario, the vulnerability which I have found in Intel.com. Before going to next, this vulnerability has been patched by Intel security team. You can see here, you can watch now this fog. The subdomain appcenter.html5tools-software.intel.com which was vulnerable for insecure direct object references. Here I can able to delete any other users. You can see here. So at the first stage I have made 2 accounts. First one is you can see here the email ID fixmycms@gmail.com. The impact of this vulnerability is low because Intel.com script generating the random string which is belonging to email address, and I guess it is hard to guess that string, but still this is the low impact vulnerability. You can see here the value is which is the random string. Now I am accessing the second account on another browser, which is the Chrome, and try to delete email ID aaa@gmail.com. Also, I am using the burp suite to intercept the traffic in between the browsers. So I will check the aaa@gmail.com and click on the delete option here. And simply I change the user ID to the first account user ID and click on the proceed button, forward button here. As you can see here, result is user is deleted successfully. So this is how the insecure direct object references vulnerability work. This vulnerability has been patched by Intel security team, so there is no more exist of this vulnerability on subdomain.